Hello, welcome to Practically Magic. I am one of your hosts, Courtney Pearl.
And I'm Jaime Osbahr.
And we are here to share our magical wisdom with you. If not wisdom, maybe just experience. Does that sound okay?
Yeah.
We have some interesting things to talk about. But before we get to it, I'm going to use my, this is what I grabbed today, my Healing Spirits Oracle deck. And I was going through all of my tarot and I was just like, no, that doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. I want something that has just like one thing. It just has one specific thing that will pop up today. So for whatever reason, this is what I decided to do. And we're kind of entering the realm of the time of year for angel spirits and angel guides. So I often go to this deck because I don't have an angel deck. I know a lot of people that do, but I don't have one at this moment in time. So,
well, we have some in the shop. So,
yes, come on in. Yeah. Come and get your. I just haven't really connected with angel archetypes so much. Like the archangels. It just hasn't come up for me yet. Yeah. But I'm not open to it.
Right. I do hear a lot about them, and when I hear about them, it's very interesting to me. But it's also something I haven't really delved into or learned a whole lot about or educated myself about. So it's just kind of something that's out there and probably a really good resource to learn about at some point. But I will say you guys have to forgive me. Look, I lost that word. Forgive. I'm super jet lagged. We came back from our trip to Europe a couple of days ago. So I'm still adjusting. People are saying it's a day per hour that you're
different.
Right. So 8 days.
You're still in it.
I'm in day three.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm still in it. I do feel a little bit better today, but I feel like I'm in a boat.
Yeah.
Like I'm constantly swaying and it's not fun.
That's all right. You take your time. You come back when you're ready. We're going to talk a little bit about that too and some things about traveling. But okay, our card for today, it says, go within.
Go within. Yeah.
I'm going to show the card for those of you who are watching on YouTube. Go within. So these are very angelic, like in the artwork here, the deck, which is why I think it's fitting. But it's interesting because I was doing readings yesterday on TikTok Live. I do every Monday evening. I try.
I tuned in a little bit and I was like, these questions.
I know, right?
Oh my gosh.
It was, it's a lot. It's usually like that. I'm finding, still kind of new at this whole TikTok thing. But I was like, wow, the questions today are ultimate. Like they're ramped up more than usual.
Will so-and-so propose to me? Will so-and-so ask me out?
Yeah, it was
Are we going to renew our vows? I'm like,
I know. Did you hear my response?
No, because that was about the time that I was like, I don't know that I can take any more of this.
Yeah. It's a little different than like when I sit down and read tarot for tips or, one-on-one with people. It's quite a bit different. I think people on TikTok are looking for a particular kind of reading, and that's not usually what I do. But I'm like, hey, I'll pull a card for you. We'll pull a card. We'll see what happens. But my first response for something like that, I get, am I pregnant, or am
I going to get married?
Am I going to get married, or should I renew my vows? I remember that one specifically yesterday because my first response before I pull a card or anything is just, I don't know. Are you?
That's kind of your decision there.
One that should be telling you.
You're popping into someone you've never met, you have zero knowledge of or trust in, and asking them some pretty deep and heavy questions, and you're like, hold on.
Now I get it because a lot of psychics and mediums and healers that you see maybe on TikTok are really claiming that they know or that they should tell you.
Yeah, no.
And I just don't believe that's how it works. I don't think people should be telling you how to live your life. No. But I think that the cards can guide you. I think they can open up to something that you need to know. And that's kind of how I do those readings. So I go, okay, I'm not going to tell you yes or no, but here's what I have to say about it with the cards that come up. So it's interesting that this card came out today because so many of those questions of, is so-and-so going to reach out to me? Is so-and-so going to, it was a lot more of those questions than usual. It was almost like there was a pattern or a theme going on. was like, is Randy gonna, um, reconcile with me, reach back out to me? One was, are they going to break their no contact rule to connect with me or come back
Oh
to me
my
or
goodness.
something? And I was like, okay, so let's just see what these cards say. I'm pulling the cards, and I joke not. There were 2 cards that came up twice each. No matter what I did, I kept shuffling, and I'd be like, boop, and I'm like, okay, you guys,
Listen to what this card has to tell
listen
you.
up. But it was one was the moon, which I kept coming up and saying a lot of times when I see this card, and particularly for these questions that kept coming up, was there are phases to things that happen in life, and you can't force something to come up when you want it to. So it needs to happen when that phase is right. So pay attention to what phase you're in now and honor that. So if it's, I want somebody back in my life, or I want somebody to reach out to me, or I want somebody to propose to me, it's like, pay attention to what that feels like now. Are you in that phase now, or is it just that phase needs to be given its due time?
Yeah. What's making it feel so urgent right now? Like, I don't know. It was really interesting. And yeah, I like the way that you were kind of like, I'm not going to answer that question directly. Let's see what the cards have to say. And it was like people were popping in and out, and I don't know.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm still, I made it a goal to stay consistent and go get on TikTok every Monday and do it. And it has been really cool to connect with different people and to have people come in and go, oh, okay, I see what you've got going on here. So that I can, I don't know, start to develop a little bit of a community there. But, cause I started to be like, oh yeah, there's, Lena or something would be on. But, it's very different than any other kind of platform that I've ever done. So I'm still really new. And sometimes like weird shit happens, where like I'm sitting there and then like a big old heart pops up over my head and says like, gift me or something. I don't even know.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Guys,
That's what I was watching too. It was like so-and-so maxed out all their glitter or something. I was like, what is happening?
no idea.
I really didn't know. I was like, are people giving you gifts? Are they like, I didn't.
Yeah. And at the
sure.
end of the live, it'll tell me like what I did well and what I did, like what I could do better. I don't know. And I don't really even pay attention. I'm like, oh, okay, good, cool, whatever.
Thanks, TikTok.
But it'll be like 4 people gifted you. And I'm like,
gifted me
gifted
what?
me what?
With these. That's what
I hope
like,
it helps.
What are these
I mean, that's
things?
kind of all I can say is I'm like, hope this helps me in some way to maybe grow visibility. I don't know. But the message here being like, stop. It kept coming up over and over again yesterday. It was like, stop reaching out towards what you think other people should be doing or how you want other people to behave. Go within, like this card is saying, go within and find out what is it that I need right now. Stop giving your power away to other people to like satisfy you.
Right.
But like, what do you need? If you're just like really desperate for like, I want to be proposed to so bad.
Yeah, there's something there that you need to address.
Yeah. Go within, go inward.
I get that a lot here too. And not as predominant. Like I don't get people coming in and going, is so-and-so going to propose or am I pregnant? Things like that. But I have had people go, I actually had a teenager a couple of weeks ago come in. They were back to school shopping and she was like, so what crystal can I get from my boyfriend to want to get back together with me? And I was like, and her friends were like, don't give it to her. He was an asshole. I was like,
Maybe
okay, well,
to your friend.
I was like, well, I don't like to say this is going to make this better for you or fix your problems. But a lot of times when people are wanting someone to come back into their life or looking for, someone to come into their life or whatever, I like to say, where are you? What can you do for you to prepare you to be in that situation, to have that relationship, to be comfortable in yourself, to actually be able to accept a relationship with any other person, whoever it is. Let's talk about you for a second.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say there's something wrong with you. There's something you need to fix, but what can you focus on within yourself?
Yes.
Are you having a struggle with self-love? Are you having a struggle with feeling safe? What are you struggling with?
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, I probably should look more at like self-love. So we ended up doing like some rose quartz and some things like that. So it was like, let's not try and fix a problem
Yeah.
by directly saying this is going to do that for you. Let's
Right.
let's go within. And so that
Yeah.
card is perfect, and it's a good theme for people that are always looking for, is so and so going to do this? Am
Reaching
I
out.
going to have that? It's blah blah blah, and it's like, well, maybe.
It's always, I want this, I want this. And even just the specificness of, I want that boyfriend,
Mm.
that ex-boyfriend to come back to me.
Mm.
Rather than sitting down and being like, hey, if I was to write a spell, I would call it a spell. You can call it whatever you want. A manifestation. If you wanted to sit down and say, if I wanted love in my life, if I wanted somebody who was going to be that for me, what would I want them to give me? What would I want them to have, the qualities? How would I want them to treat me? What would I look for in an ideal partner
What
that
would our
maybe my
relation
ex-boyfriend wasn't giving me?
Right. What would this relationship look like? How would it help build me and um validate me?
Validate me, nurture me.
Right. All
Yeah.
of those things.
So that when you call that in, if it's not ex-boyfriend and he's like changed enough to be that, according to friends,
When does
which
that ever
listen to your
happen?
friends, okay? If you
Yeah.
trust your friends are good people and they're like, girl, you were so much better off without him. Maybe listen
Right.
is what I have to say about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes when those TikTok questions come up, I really am like, I'm not even I struggle to pull a card because I'm like, no, like, no.
I don't know you. I've never met you.
Never met you in my life, but what if no?
This question is raising red flags, red
Yeah.
flags, red flags. But it's
Absolutely.
good to kind of redirect. I like the way that you did that. You kind of redirected it to, this card is saying, what's
Mhm.
going on with you right now? Let's look
Yeah.
at where
What
you
do you need
are.
to? Yeah. And I've mentioned before, I've had sessions where people will come, card reading sessions or dream interpretation sessions, and they think it is about someone else. They're like, they come to read and ask questions about the other person.
Mm.
Well, what do they need? Oh, I think they're in danger. Oh, I think they need to break up with their boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, if I direct it back to them, sometimes it goes one way, sometimes it goes another. Sometimes they're like, oh, I see it. I see that that's about me. This is what I need to work on. This is how I need to move through this question. Other times they're
Mad.
prickly. Like they're like, why are you telling me about me? I came to ask about my friend. I came to talk about them. I came, it's their fault or whatever. And I go, well, they're not the one here today. And they didn't ask me for this appointment. And
sometimes their guides don't come forward.
right.
Right. Like, I've gone for healing sessions where I want to focus on me, and guides from other people in my life come in and they're like, this person's guide wants to say something to you. And it's like, oh, well, this is like for me.
So, you're like, hey,
but I've learned,
this is my time.
Yeah, I've learned to like kind of open up to that. And when they come through, it means something. They want it. There's a message that needs to come through, and they're taking that opportunity to give you that message. So it's like,
Right.
let me listen and let me understand how that's going to help me and where I am right now. But yeah, I've never myself gone in for a session asking about somebody else.
Yeah.
Like maybe my relationship that I'm working on or something like that, but it's never like, what does this person need to do better in their life or to be a better whatever to me? It's more of like, where are we and what,
And what do I need to know about this situation?
Yeah.
Because it can be a struggle with like a relationship. It can be like my spouse or something. I'm struggling with them. But what do I need to know? Because I'm the one here. I'm the one doing the work. So I might as well start there.
Yes.
It's a good rule
to
start with. So I wanted to get back to travel. I'm like a little living up here right now because I'm supposed to finish recording, throw all this stuff in the car, run to the airport. And I don't travel often. So for me, I'm that like, get to the airport 2 hours early or more. And I'm like, I'll just sit there. I don't mind. I'll just bring a book. I just want to be there 3 hours early so I know
I'm not missing that plane.
I'm not missing that plane, and I'm not missing boarding, and I'm not in the wrong place. I have so much anxiety around travel, even public transportation, like the tracks and buses. I once got on the wrong bus and ended up in a part of town I wasn't supposed to be in, and then had to call somebody and be like, could you come pick me up? And it was my worst nightmare come true. Yeah. Like, that is what I get anxious about is, am I going to be in the wrong place? Am I going to be on the wrong bus? But I went to London a couple years ago. We did get on the wrong bus there too.
Well,
I will say that once.
I can see that. The whole other country. Like,
we did.
You don't even know where, like, north,
wrong
south,
side of the street. We were going the wrong direction. We were like, oh my gosh, this is the wrong bus. So we had to ask the bus driver, it's nice that you're in a country that speaks English. I was to say that. And then I'm like, we're supposed to be, we want to try to get here. Can you help us figure out? And they were like, oh, you just need to get off at this next stop, and then you can cross the street and get on that other bus stop, and it'll take you. It's not that big of a deal. But it was, again, one of those, like, if I was alone, I would have been crying. But I was with my aunt. We were both like, we'll figure this out. I was like, okay. It makes you feel a little braver.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you have any stress? You just got back from Europe. You just did the whole thing. And you were on flights going from one place to another too.
Yeah, so we flew into Paris, and that was a direct flight, so that was great. But we were the same, like it says, be there 3 hours early. So we were there 3 hours early, which gave us some time to kind of settle in, get some breakfast, really, like, get pumped up for the trip. Then there was a 10-hour flight, and then we got in. But what we did, and people can say whatever they want about spending money for convenience, but we booked through Costco, and Costco will book your flight. They will book someone to pick you up from the airport and drop you off at the hotel, then pick you up from the airport, take you back to the hotel. So we didn't have to figure any of that out. It was there. There were people there waiting for it. There was a person, a driver, a private driver.
Nice.
They're waiting for us to pick us up, take us to the airport, or take us to the hotel, whichever way we were going. So I flew into Paris. We're there for 6 days. We mostly walked. And I will say, I went to Paris 30 years ago when I was much younger with my mom, and we didn't have the technology that we have today.
Oh, yeah.
And we got lost. Like,
oh my gosh.
Lost. I remember wandering the streets of Paris just crying because I was like, I don't know where I am. I don't know where our hotel is, and I don't speak this language. And you know what I mean? It was like, so that was a big fear going into it. But then knowing we have Google Maps, we have Apple Maps, we have all the things that were like, oh, we're walking the wrong direction, turn around and walk the other direction. We did take the metro in Paris just because we can. We took it from the Notre Dame Cathedral back to our hotel, and it went really well, but it took us a minute. Like, we were like, is it this one? Is it that one? Which one's this one? And we were using Google Maps for that too. It was like, get on this train, going this direction. So we did, and it was great. But we did Uber a lot. We just did a lot of walking. We were probably like 20,000 steps a day. We were just awesome walking everywhere.
I loved that about London. I loved the walking. I loved walking around. I mean, it's exhausting, but I loved going to bed at night that
exhausted.
Kind of tired.
Yeah. We were just like, okay, I'm done. So then we went from Paris to Barcelona, and it was a direct flight. Everything was great. We got to Barcelona. We were there for 6 days as well. It was too long. We pretty much saw everything within the first couple of days we were there. Okay. We kind of just stretched it out, did a lot of resting, and found a lot of like really good food, found a really cool crystal shop in Barcelona. That was a lot of fun. The food was great. And then it came time to go from Barcelona to Rome. And the flight that we had booked, and when I booked it, I was like, this just seems weird. Why are we going from Barcelona to Amsterdam to then go to Rome? It was like a 5-hour trip. If it was a direct flight, would have only taken it like an hour and a half.
Oh.
But it wasn't an option to take a direct flight when we were booking through Costco. So it's like, well, I guess we just take what's here. Well, our flight from Barcelona to Amsterdam was delayed, which then would have caused us to miss our connecting flight to Rome. But we didn't realize it was delayed until after we checked in and our bags were checked.
Oh, no.
So then we were trying to figure out how to get back to the checkout desk to get our luggage taken off the plane and rebook something. They're like, oh, we can send you through Paris. There's a 30-minute layover there. And I was like, we're not doing this. I'm not doing this whole 31-hour layover. I'm not doing that. So we just canceled our flight and booked it direct on a whole other airline that was not, I don't know. But
Wow.
they told us that they could get our luggage off the plane. So we kind of trusted that. And we sat by this luggage belt for an hour and a half, never saw our luggage.
Yeah, that's what I worry about. I'm like, when they tell me they've got my luggage and they know where it's at, I'm like, I want to see it.
Yep.
I want to see it.
Well, we kept checking with the people that were by the luggage area. They're like, yeah, it'll come. It's coming out on this belt. So we were like, okay, cool. And then about an hour and a half into it, we went up and checked again. They're like, oh no, it's on the plane. It's on its way to Amsterdam right now. And we're like, great. And we knew it wasn't going to make a connecting flight because we weren't going to make a connecting flight. So it sat in Amsterdam for a day. And then, I mean, this was like our big luggage, had the bulk of our clothes in it. We had some clothes because you don't ever put all of your clothes in, in your check bag. But like my face washing stuff, just stupid conveniences were not there. 2 days later, they delivered it to our hotel in Rome. And in Rome, the first place we went to was the Colosseum. So I don't know. I can't even remember. I remember getting there and walking around and then just getting this super heavy, heavy feeling.
Oh, yeah.
Like my body felt like it was rooted into the ground, but my essence was like floating. I felt disembodied.
Yeah.
And I remember kind of like walking around and my husband talking to me, and he would say something and then he would say, did you hear me? And I'm not that person. I'm always like paying attention, right? And I was like, what did you say?
Yeah.
He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I don't know if I don't
I'm over there.
I'm like, I feel weird. I don't
My body's here,
I don't know if
I'm
it's
over there.
I don't know what's going on. So we went and found a place to sit down, and I tried to do some grounding, and I tried to like, I could feel kind of that darkness trying to attach itself to me. So it's like, this is not mine to carry. I need to release this. And I was just like over and over saying this mantra, and I was like, I'm not okay. I can't handle the heaviness of this.
Yeah. Do you think it was the place itself and just the energy of the history there, or
I think it was a combination of a couple of things. The jet lag was starting to really weigh on me.
Yeah.
And then the heaviness of being in that place where there was so much violence and death. That is really, really cool to see it, to see the ruins, to see how they built all of this so long ago, the ancient, all of that stuff. I love history, but I couldn't appreciate it because it was just like this whole, ugh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we ended up getting some food, and I made the mistake of getting an alcoholic beverage that my husband then had to finish because I started drinking and I was like, this is not helping me.
Yeah.
So
you're already
I was
out of it.
Yep. So we went back to the hotel and just kind of rested. We went and found a place for dinner later and just kind of took it easy. But I was really upset, and I tried really hard to not put the shame that I usually put on myself because I was like, we're here. We've spent a lot of money, or this is supposed to be like a fun celebration. And here I am just like feeling like garbage. And I wanted to like shame myself into feeling better. That's the way that I've always handled it. And I've got the sun like right in my eyes.
Yes, you are.
But
makes your eyes really pretty.
Yeah.
It's shining right in there.
It's like
spotlight.
And I kept saying to my husband, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm ruining our trip. He's like, no. He goes, I don't even care if I'm sitting in an airport. At least I'm not at work right now. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank you. But I just started to feel really bad because we were there and there were so many things to do. And like, I was talking to my mom and she was like, aren't you going to get out and see Rome? Aren't you going to go out and do these things? And I was like, I would love to. It's not that I don't want to. It's that I need to listen to my body, and my body really needs rest right now. And then we had tickets to the Vatican and the, oh my gosh, the chapel that's there.
Sistine Chapel?
the Sistine Chapel where you see all of Michelangelo's work, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there's a dress code. And everything that I had that was not in my checked bags would have matched the dress code. So we had to change that to a different day. And we ended up just really taking it easy. I feel like I'm going blind right now. But
see if we can scooch
up a little bit. Maybe. Yeah. Even just that while your head was there. But
like you can look that way if you want.
Yeah,
you don't have to look at me.
But yeah. And then getting home, our flight was delayed. We took a flight from Rome to New York was our layover, and it was supposed to be 2.5 hours and ended up being 4 hours. So it took us about 20 plus hours to get home. We got home around midnight. And then our kids were there and wanted to hear all the stuff. And so we were up until like 2 in the morning. And it was,
oh my gosh.
I'm just not
I'd be like,
well.
hey, I will put together a whole presentation at a later date. I will schedule it in. But yeah, I'd be like, I'm going to bed.
Yeah. Eventually we did. They left to get some food and we were like, okay, we're going to bed. But there's also that part of me that when those moments happen with my kids, because they're all adults now.
Mm-hmm.
So they're starting to live their own lives and being their own person, having their own autonomy. So when they actually like want to spend time with me and they want to talk with me, I try to take that time.
You're like,
let me take a few minutes, and I wasn't super exhausted. It was almost like we were over exhausted at that point where I wanted to go to bed, but it was also kind of settle back in and get a feel for being back in the real life. But yeah, it was nothing really major. Like the whole thing with the flight to Rome was it was inconvenient, but it all worked out. And now I just have to worry about trying to get the refund on that flight.
Well, I was going to say, it was really good that you knew grounding. I know when I've watched certain documentaries and stuff, and they talk about jet lag, and they're like, one of the things you can do is go find a patch of grass and stand on it barefoot and just get acclimated to the energy of the space that you're in. So it helps you to kind of attach your body's energy to this time zone, this spot on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little quicker if you can do that. I did do that when I've done that when I've traveled, but I don't travel often. And I mean, again, my flight today is an hour to Hollywood. We're going to California from here. It's such a no big deal for most people. I mean, there are people who commute for work that just go from Utah to California, so it's not a big deal, but I'm over here like, oh, I never do this. Okay. I'll make sure I have everything. I don't know. Like, what do I need? It's kind of ridiculous. But do you think, because we're very similar in this way, do you think it's kind of that need for control and certainty?
Yes.
Like you just need to know that everything's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
You've planned enough.
Yeah.
I've bought these certain tickets that are supposed to have somebody there waiting to pick me up and take me to my hotel, and all of that's going to be taken care of. And yeah, when I went, because I went with my aunt, she's a much more experienced traveler. So it was easy for me because I would be like, okay, what flight do we take? How are we getting to our hotel? What are we going to do about this? And she was just like, oh yeah, this is what I normally do. And then we were with a pilgrimage with a group of people, like the sisterhood that was doing the pilgrimage. So then you're just totally, which it's not quite like a tour group, but to be a little bit more like, here's all of the normal things everybody goes to see. So we're seeing things specifically that I wanted to be there for and see, and doing things I wanted to be doing, these rituals and chanting and spiritual stuff. But I'm like, I would never travel another way. It was so nice to be like, all right. Once we got to Glastonbury and I was like, okay, I'm here. They have a tour bus that they're taking us everywhere in. I don't have to do anything now. Like I literally didn't plan any of the next 5 days. I didn't have to worry about it. I'm just going where they tell me to go.
Yeah.
And doing.
And some people like it like that. And some people like doing it in a way that they save money. You know what I mean? Like my husband works with a lot of men. He works in construction. So it's a very, very masculine field where they would talk about like, oh yeah, well, when my wife and I went, we just booked everything on Expedia, and we booked this and we booked that, and it saved here and it saved there. And he was talking to me about that, and I was like, we could have done it that way.
Mm-hmm.
We could have. I said, but then we would have been like, oh, now we're at the airport. How do we get from the airport to the hotel, and how much is it going to cost us? And how do we tip the person and all this stuff? So it was like, for me, it's worth it just to pay for the convenience of knowing.
Mm-hmm.
Even when our flight was delayed. So our flight was delayed coming into Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think to notify the private transport.
Oh, yeah.
So the guy actually just waited at the airport for us to show up.
Okay.
So it was
Yeah.
it's just so nice. And I will pay for convenience.
Yeah, that certainty of knowing and being able to relax
Mm-hmm.
is really nice. I mean, for me to be the person who normally plans everything and has to be the one who thinks through, even here I'm leaving for 2 days. And it was me who was like, okay, my son has choir after school. So my younger kids need a place to go until someone can pick them up, like, and all these things. And I went to my husband, I was like, do you even know? Like, would you have known that if I hadn't arranged all that myself? Like, I tried as much as I could to just leave it up to the people I was leaving behind. I'm like, okay, well, there are 3 children involved here, so let's make sure they get where they need to be, and you guys are good, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm out. But it's harder said than done when I'm the one who knows everything. It's
Right.
like planning all that. So it's nice to go on a vacation when, if there is a way for me to just go, oh, somebody else has got it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they've got it. They're like, oh, all you have to do is be at this place at this time. And then from then on, we've got you. And I was like, this is heaven.
It's so nice.
I'm just going to go wherever. And it's not like it was really so structured. You couldn't have, there were days that were, just kind of like, today's a free day or whatever, where they were like, we're in Glastonbury and there's so much shopping. Like, you can go visit the Abbey, you can go on a hike, you can go up to the Tor, you can, explore the area we're in right now, whatever you want. There weren't like taxis, which was hard for some of the people in the group. They were like, we want to go, to the next town or whatever, and, go to the pub or have a good time and then like come back. It was a little out there, remote to do, just like calling Uber, just fine. But it was nice to be able to just have that day where it was like, okay, well, for today, I get to just like wander around and explore shops and buy souvenirs and hang out in bookstores and whatever, apothecaries. Such a cool place.
Yeah.
And I can't wait to
there.
hear about all the cool places that we're going to be talking about it for the next probably several episodes. But yeah, I thought it would be a good day since you just got back. You're in your little brain fog of jet lag right now. That's okay. And I'm in my like high anxiety, like, okay, did I pack everything to the, okay. And then, I got to make sure I go on time and all that stuff. Yeah. Which, all right, we're doing great. So
good.
Let's talk about our crystal of the week. We switched a couple things up. And it's interesting because I've been working in the shop. I've been here while you were gone, and it kind of cleaned out. Like,
some of the stuff seems like it's lower. Yeah,
it still looks full. It's nice and full in here, but I was like, oh wow, people came and bought stuff. It's been pretty good.
We're prepping for our trip to Denver to do our annual buying for the shop. So I wanted to kind of give people the opportunity to buy what we have now at a discount. We're doing a nice big sale and just, kind of wanted to keep things moving while I was gone. And, when you're talking about when you're leaving and you're talking about like home and kids
all
and
the things,
all that stuff. So I had that, not necessarily the kids, but animals and plants and like all the things at home that I just do. I don't even think about it. I just get up in the morning and I do these things. So then I had to like sit down, and as I'm going through my morning, please do this. Please do this. Please make sure this dog gets this at this time. And you know what I mean? It's like all of those things, but then also here at the shop and being like, while I'm gone,
other
make
level.
sure that all of these things are done. And so it's like that whole buildup of anxiety and making sure that things are taken care of, but also being able to let go of the control because I'm not going to be here.
Yeah.
I'm not here.
Yeah. It's like
So
still standing.
it's still good and things went well. So
yeah. I was nervous. I was like, I haven't had a job, like a job in so long. So here I was just kind of over the top, like,
oh my
what am I
gosh.
missing? What do I got to do? What am I gonna, and, trying to work the register, make sure that worked. Actually, I was here Sunday and I went and picked up the little scanner thing to scan stuff when people are buying it. And there was this giant bug in I say giant. It's not. It really wasn't that giant.
Same giant, but
I say giant. Maybe I say giant because I wasn't expecting it there, and I was like, woo! But it was actually really cute. It was just this like skinny little bug with long, skinny little legs. I've never seen it before.
Huh.
But he was just hanging out in the little scanner charger thing. I was like,
it's warm here.
Hi, little guy. And he looked all like, started to like crawl out slowly, like, what's happening? So I like scooped him up and took him outside and put him on the plants. And it was like, okay, hopefully you do okay, little guy, or whatever. But yeah, trying to work the register, trying to, check people out, ask them what they want. I was still getting familiar with the shop and all of the things and where they are and stuff. So somebody would come in and be like, oh, do you have this? And I'm like, let's find out. I'm like, let's look together. If we did have it, I think I know where it would be. So let's find out. Yeah. So it was kind of fun for me.
Yeah.
We got to do Crystal of the Week. I was going to wear my labradorite necklace, actually. So this is what we have.
So is that labradorite in your necklace? Or is that moonstone?
Oh. I'm not sure. This might just be glass. That's pretty.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure, actually, what this one is. I just like this because it has the Celtic
tree color in it. So,
but it might not be a stone. What? Yeah, I have one that's got it's wire wrapped with a tree around it. I love labradorite because I'm always drawn to all of the colors. I'm always drawn to crystals with lots of reflective colors and stuff. In fact, I have my eye on the rainbow obsidian heart that you've got over here. It's right behind the stand. And every time I've come in, I'm like, all right, if it's not sold by this date,
then I will buy it.
Then it's mine. Or it's like, right now I'm thinking of it as my reward. I'm like, okay, so if it's still here and I've successfully done this trip to Hollywood, which, by the way, I should just mention, we're going for Promise to Live, which is they started here in Salt Lake, but they do this every year, this Hollywood event where they have celebrities and people come and give messages of hope and do performances for suicide awareness. And so typically, Just Blaine and Bex, who do Blaine and Beck's show, they typically do it. They go and host it and do the red carpet and like interview people and do the whole thing. And Bex wasn't able to go this year, so they were like, let's throw Courtney in there. She's going to take her to Hollywood. And so I'm a little excited and nervous because I'm going to be standing on a red carpet and some of the people, I will just be honest, I may not know. Like, they might be musicians and, people that I don't particularly know. And they might be really, really famous and I don't know everybody. So I'm like, I'm going to like Google people and be like, oh, hi. But JoJo Siwa is supposed to be there and Rob Riggles, who's like comedian, actor. So some people that I have heard of and can chat up. But that'll be a fun little trip. Anyway, labradorite. Love the colors.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit more about this. We've got the card right here.
So the scientific part of it is labradorite and moonstone. They both have that hidden color flash, right?
Yeah.
And they are both a feldspar-based mineral that has the iridescent or color that's depending on how the light hits it. Kind of the refraction. But
see if I can put it in the light. There we go.
So for labradorite, for me, it's a very protective energy, but it's described as a mystical crystal believed to enhance spiritual awakening, intuition, and psychic abilities. It's thought to have a powerful protective energy, shielding the aura from negative energies and promoting self-awareness, inner strength, and transformation. So it's a pretty powerful little crystal. And what I love about like these types of crystals with their hidden little color in it and like the UV reactive ones, I always describe them as like a hidden beauty or hidden energy, hidden power. So when you look at it, it's gorgeous, like as it is. And then as you move it and that color comes out and you're like, oh, so that can be like a reflection of who you are, right? Like we are who we are on the outside. There's also what's on the inside that comes out when the light shines on us. So there's also some myth attached to labradorite saying that the aurora borealis lights or the northern lights came down and touched the stone, and then Thor came down and hit it with his hammer and trapped the lights in the stone.
I did not know that story. So, yeah. That's awesome.
That's really cool. It's kind of a fun story to tell kids that are into like Marvel and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Marvel, for making the Norse mythology something that we can talk about in all of our households.
Yes.
I love that. I love that story because I love the Northern Lights and I've always wanted to see them. I'm not so keen on being cold. So I will someday get up to the northern part of this earth and see them. But I love the idea that that's what's in them. And then aura protection makes so much sense, being that the colors in our aura and how the stone can be a real aura builder. I know when I do healing sessions, I have before, you can measure how far away your aura is extending. Doing muscle testing, you can kind of figure out where it ends. Then we do a healing session and then we do it again and see where the aura ends.
Interesting.
So I could see that being a real good support for that. Yeah. And during meditation, I have it's probably almost this size labradorite at home, a sphere. And I love to just hold it during meditation. Just the sphere and the heaviness of it. It's almost like pulling you back while you're in the ether of your meditation, wherever you travel.
Probably a lot of what you're feeling is, I don't know if you noticed as you were looking at that, but you'll see a lot of black tourmaline in the labradorite. Wow. So that's here, all of this veining through here. Yeah. It's all black tourmaline.
Let me see if I can show that on the video so you can see.
That's where you're going to get a lot of the protective energy is that. I love black tourmaline. I don't know if I've ever said this or if you're ever going to hear me say it enough, but black tourmaline is my go-to crystal. When people ask me, they come in here a lot and they're like, what's your favorite crystal? And it's like, black tourmaline.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, it's weird because I don't want to be like, it's so basic. It's like, look at it. It's black. It's not like it's got this bright color. It's not sparkly. It can be very sparkly. Yes. But for the most part, it's a black crystal. But it's the one that I'm drawn. It's probably I have the most of it in my collection is black tourmaline. And I just love it. I love its protective energy, and being an empath, I need that to kind of like push that other people's energy, not even just negative, just push their energy away from it and then pull me back into myself and just kind of give me that grounding and protection. So
for sure.
I love when I can find black tourmaline in other crystals too.
Yeah. So you have the quartz with the tourmaline in it. I have a couple of those at home too, which it's just like combining the things that you need from both of those elements.
So
putting them together.
The quartz will amplify the protective energy.
This one I like because it has the flat one that you can see
when they polish them like that, they're so fun. You get it in the right light and that color just pops, and it's really cool.
Make sure you come in and check it out. So we have Rising Moon Minerals at rising_moon_minerals is on Instagram.
And then risingmoonminerals.com online. I am working on opening up shipping outside of the United States. I've had a couple of people ask about Canada. So that's a whole other thing.
Shout out to our Canadian listeners.
Yes.
I tell from our producer, we have quite a few.
Nice.
We're good in Canada.
So if you guys want to help me be my guinea pigs and order online and allow me to ship to you in Canada, I would love that. So maybe make a comment here.
Yes.
Or reach out in one form or another and just let us know what you're looking for and how we can help you get there.
Yeah, you can connect with us right here on our YouTube channel, the practically-magic.com podcast page website has questions and comments that you can put in. There's a little tab on the side. So if you click on that, you can do questions from a listener. So if you have questions about crystals or anything that we talk about on the podcast, healing, magic, paganism, anything magical in the universe, spirituality, we would love to hear from you. So reach out. And then I have my business Prism Healing that sponsors the podcast. So you can check me out, prism-healing.com. I do my live TikToks on Prism Healing. So come follow me there. And I can do live readings on YouTube once we hit a number of subscribers. So while we have tons of listeners on all of these platforms that we release our podcast, our YouTube subscribers are still growing. So we need more traffic there. So if you are watching, go to our YouTube channel, Practically Magic Podcast, and subscribe so that I can maybe give you some live card readings right there on YouTube live. That'd be awesome. Yeah. And then you can watch us. We will have already done it, but our Promise to Live interviews and things are going to be on the Ride the Wave Media. So thank you to our sponsors. Ride the Web Media produces this podcast, and our sponsor, Sunshine Community. And so thank you. Thanks for listening, and go make magic, witches and wizards.